Hello, everyone. I am Ana-María Ramos, your state representative for House District 102. I cover parts of Richardson, North Dallas, Addison, and Garland. And today we're really excited to invite Mallory Morris from the Texas General Land Office Veterans Land Board. That's a long name, but we know that it has something to do with veterans. And so we're really excited to invite Mallory because she's going to share with us some information about some resources that are available to our veterans here in Texas. As someone who was on the Committee of Defense and Veterans Affairs, it's very important, it's very close to my heart too, that we make sure that we get the resources out to the community and let them know what's available. So Mallory, you all have some really exciting programs and you're new to Texas. So yes. Welcome to Texas and welcome to our beautiful, wonderful, sweaty heat. But tell us a little bit about the Veterans Land Board, and then you'll be sharing with us a presentation of some of the programs that you all have.
So the Veterans Land Board was created shortly after World War II, and in the 40s we started with our first land program, which was for veterans to buy land. And from there, we have just greatly expanded to where veterans can buy homes with us. They can do home improvement projects with us. We now have 9 veteran homes all around the state of Texas. So wow. Veteran is ready for their next stage of care. We are ready to take care of them. We even take care of veterans who do not have any family when it comes time for their passing. And we give them that unaccompanied burial program because every veteran in Texas deserves to have that dignity and honor when they pass on.
Wow. So if a veteran doesn't have the family member, but somehow I guess the VA or somebody knows that he passed, you all just kind of reach out to the community and different individuals come?
Yes, we actually started this, our Commissioner George P. Bush started this program in 2015, and it's become almost like a nationwide kickoff because in South Carolina, where I'm from, even our governor had started doing something like that because it's just such a special thing to honor the people who fought for our country, fought for our freedom, and now let's give them the proper send-off. So if you sign up on our newsletter and check events, as soon as we know something, because obviously a lot of these unaccompanied last minute, we will let you know, and then you are more than welcome to attend any of our unaccompanied burials.
Wow, wow.
So yeah, Texas is a huge state. I just learned that there's more than one time zone in it. You know, it's wonderful to be here, and my background is in campaigns and state government. And after 15 years of helping people get elected, I worked with so many people, and I just noticed that everybody wants to talk about veterans, but what are we doing? And as somebody who comes from a military family, my grandfather is World War II. He was a Flying Tiger. My brother-in-law is active Army. I have cousins that participated in the State Guard back home. And I want to help them because it just seems like veterans are getting shuffled to the side. And it's not right. And so that's what brought me to Texas. And here with the Veterans Land Board, you know, I tell people all the time, if veterans can fight for the American dream, let's help them get the American dream with a home or land, or let's fix their American dream home into something better. So the Veterans Land Board has so many exciting opportunities for veterans, and we really work with them. And because, as you know, we're a state agency, if a veteran's having an issue, we can probably route them to to get the help if, let's say, it's not a land issue.
Well, and I'm sure right now, especially because I noticed on your website, and you'll probably talk a little bit more about it, but the different types of therapies that are available, there's some therapies there I've never even heard of. That for PTSD, equestrian, dogs, especially now, I'm sure with these difficult times in everybody's lives in general, I'm sure that our veterans could really utilize these additional resources and get to know more about what's available through our state.
Absolutely. You know, I'm a very social butterfly, and even being at home every day, like it starts to wear down on you. I don't think anybody realized how long we were going to be stuck in the house, or, we were all hoping coronavirus is going to dissipate soon. I mean, luckily the numbers I think are going down, but you still have to worry and be cautious. And I've had family members and friends tell me that they're kind of suffering from a little bit of like corona depression. It's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's affecting us, it's going to be affecting the veterans too. And so that's why I'm so proud to, be a state worker for the state and to help what I think is one of the most important groups in the state of Texas.
Yes, so please share with us your PowerPoint so that we can learn more about those exciting programs, because you have loan programs and land programs, and we'd love to learn more about that.
Okay, I'm going to start. So I will make sure to go through our phone number and our website again at the end, but welcome everybody to the Veterans Land Board. So just to give you a few facts about Texas, we are the second largest state in the country with the largest veteran population. We are behind California, and by 2027, we are expected to overtake California. We roughly have 1.6 million veterans in Texas. And did you know that Fort Hood is the largest military installation in the world? And that's right here in Texas. And 9% of our adult Texas population are veterans. And as a woman, I'm very proud of this next fact about Texas. We are the #1 state in the country that has the most women veterans. In fact, in June, we celebrate Texas Veterans Women's Day, and we're hopefully with the VLB, and I know that the TVC does something every year, but we are looking to do something special for our women veterans next June. So make sure that you sign up on our newsletter at the end of our program, because it's going to be exciting. So as I mentioned earlier, the VLB was created shortly after World War II. And as you can see, we've been steadily busy adding programs, as the years go on. And I'm going to go over all of these wonderful programs, including ones that we've just recently added in the last few years. So the Veterans Land Board has 3 unique land programs for veterans, and it's going to be land, home, and home improvement. And there's 2 types of land sales that I'm going to go over. We're going to go over our nursing homes and our 4 cemeteries. So our first one is going to be our land program. So only in the state of Texas can veterans participate in something like this. You can borrow up to $150,000 at an interest rate of 7.25% with a minimum 5% down for a 30-year loan. And I'm going to segue in. So this is the first type of land sales for a veteran. 4 times a year, we have auctions online for veterans to buy foreclosed land. And the minimum bid on each tract is the appraised value. So what that means is, let's say a veteran finds a piece of land on the website and it has like electricity or something like that. The land is only going to appraise for what the actual land is, not all the extra on it. So the bids are due by the end of day, and you can finance up to 95% of the sale or the appraised value, and the properties are sold as is. So let's say that a veteran finds a property but missed out on the land sale. We're going to segue into the type 2 land sales, but I will let our veterans know right now, because of coronavirus, our online auctions have been put on hold this summer and for October, but we're crossing our fingers and everything else to hopefully we'll get back in January with more sales.
I have a question. The land, do they usually use it for farming or to like put a trailer on there? Or what do they usually buy the land for?
All of our land plots are considered residential. So it wouldn't be for commercial, but it's whatever the veteran wants to use it for as far as that, but they can use it for farming if they should. And what's great about the VLB versus, let's say, going to the VA or another lender, there's no time limit for the veteran to develop the land after purchasing.
Oh, awesome.
And so our type 2 public land sales is after our land auctions are over, veterans in the public now can come back and buy these properties online. And it is first come, first served basis. And the VLB financing will be up to 30 years, but at an interest rate of 8.25 with the minimum 5% down payment. And you can view all of our tracts and forms online at vlb.texas.gov. But here is something really interesting that I think veterans need to know that most people, when they hear about the Veterans Land Board, that they don't know. You can buy a piece of land and use our loan program, and it doesn't have to be a piece of land from our website. So let's say that you are driving around and you see a neighborhood that you really want to live in, and there is a piece of land in there that's over an acre with an access to a road, and you would like to build a house. You can come to us and use that land loan to do the same thing.
Wow.
And then so now that we've talked about land, let's talk about housing. So our housing program, you can borrow up to $400,000 with a VLB participating lender for a primary residence, which is a single family townhome or condo. And our loans for the veterans, it must be your primary residence. And like I said, the eligible property types are single family, townhome, or condo. If it's not one of these, I highly suggest that you give our call center a call so you can get some more clarification. We've had examples before of people asking us if a barn dominium works. I think it does, but again, call the call center just to make sure.
What did you call it, a barn dominium?
Yes, ma'am.
Like it's a barn, but a condominium?
Yes. I never heard of such a thing. So I was like,
neither have I. Okay.
Yeah. So all of our loans must be originated in conjunction with FHA, VA, or conventional financing, and our terms are 15 to 30 years. So here is another great caveat that's not on my PowerPoint here. If a veteran, if you were listening and you were 30% or more disabled, you get a lower interest rate because of your disability status.
Wow.
Don't know if any of our other competitors can offer that, but we do. And our loans or the interest rates, they change every Friday. But this is a wonderful program because not only do we want to work with the veterans, as you know, credit score is important. And we are going to do everything we can to work with the veteran before we say no.
Awesome.
So next is our home improvement loans. And guess what, veterans? If you were 30% or more disabled, you get a lower interest rate again with these. And what's special about these home improvement loans is that we want you to be comfortable with who's coming in your house. So that first bullet point that says the veteran selects the contractor, you can submit as many bids as you want to from contractors that you have vetted before we make the final decision of who's coming to do the work in your house. There's no down payment. There's a maximum loan amount of $50,000 with a maximum loan term of 20 years, and it's full funding after 4 days. And let me say that I've been working with a lot of veterans in the 7 months that I've been here, and my number one question that I get asked is, can I put in a pool or a jacuzzi? Obviously, it's hot in Texas. We would love it. A lot of my veterans that I work with have service-related injuries in their back, but unfortunately, pools and jacuzzis are not included. We actually have a PDF on our website under the home loan program that lists all the approved projects and projects that are not. If you don't see a project on there that you want to do, call us so we can tell you yes or no. But there is a small loophole with the jacuzzi. If you review our website, it will show that you can put a jacuzzi inside your house. So I let veterans know that, especially with back-related injuries, that they can still therapeutic, treatment with heat. It just have to be inside the home instead of outside the home.
So this home improvement loan, do you have a lot of people who like auxiliary accessory units, like for example, an extra bedroom with a bathroom or whatever, maybe to move in-laws and stuff? Do you have a lot of that, a lot of individuals like adding on to add a different like dwelling unit or anything? Like a mother-in-law?
We have a few. A lot of them that I've seen is making the driveway more accessible for relatives that may be wheelchair bound or fixing a new roof. I'm working with a veteran that's in a local VFW that I'm with right now. She's renovating her whole kitchen. So when the list that I talk about that's on the website, it's very extensive. So a lot of people that I have talked with that are interested in either buying or building a home, I said, why don't you check out our home improvement loans? Because guess what's on there that you can do? Painting. And painting is not. So, you know, and I'll go into a slide in like 2 slides, but what's really neat is that you can use all of these loans together.
Awesome.
So my next slide is I'll kind of want to go over some of the eligibility requirements, you know, for our veterans that are interested in any of our loans. You must have been an active duty member. And also, if there are any active duty military members watching this broadcast, there is a special caveat. If you get put duty overseas, there is a special program, I believe, that will hold off your interest on your loans till you get back. So and next is you can be a member of the Texas National Guard or a military member having served 20 qualifying years for retirement, or a veteran having served at least 90 active duty days unless discharged sooner to a service-connected disability and not dishonorably discharged. I've had a question before about if they were administrative discharge, and I'm not quite sure, but if anybody has a question like that, please reach out to me and I will get them an answer. And then lastly, a veteran listed as missing in action or whose death was service connected is also eligible for these loans.
So it says a surviving spouse of a veteran that's missing in action?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I've worked with a couple of, you know, widows whose husbands have been, you know, killed in action or whose death was service connected. And the key thing is to make sure that that DD 214 is, you know, has it listed on there that it was service connected. And that's one of the major pieces that we will need if a veteran wants to apply for our loans. They have to have their DD 214.
Okay.
And we can also help veterans find their DD 214 if it gets lost. I've come across a lot of veterans that have misplaced it, sometimes like their Social Security card, but luckily there are websites where you can go and apply and get a new one, probably a little easier than the Social Security Administration, but we are here to help. Some frequently asked questions. So like I mentioned, we can use the loan program all together, but you can use these loans more than once. So as soon as you pay off that mortgage, you can come back to us and do it again. The properties must be wholly located in the state of Texas. So what that means is if you find a property that's like half in Texas, half in Oklahoma, that won't work. It has to be all in Texas. The loans are subject to credit approval. And like I mentioned earlier, you know, we have a real person going over your profile when you apply. It's not just a machine to determine, oh, it's this number or that number. So if you are a veteran and watching this, please give us a call because we would love to talk to you and to see if it might work. Don't call just because you think you may not qualify. And the Texas Land Board loans may not be used for construction or refinancing. So you may have a question of, well, they said I could buy land and then I can do a home, but I can't build it. How does that work? So what you can do is you can use your land loan with us. Then we can direct you to a lender or a builder that will do the construction loan. And then you come back to us and we will buy those 2 loans, which are now at high interest rates, and bring it back down to the current interest rate of the home loan. So let's say that you buy land at 7.25% and your construction loan is at 11%. You're now paying 17% in interest. Come back down, and I know for a disabled veteran right now, it's under 3% for a home. So I think, you know, that puts us in competition with the other lenders because we can offer that. So our next program that we have that I mentioned is our state veterans homes. Our 9th one just opened up in Houston. They are state-of-the-art facilities for veterans that need 24-hour care. They are people who are eligible for these homes are veterans, their spouses, and Gold Star families. And a Gold Star family, if anybody doesn't know, is a family that has a child that served in the military that died in combat. They would be eligible for these homes. I find that it's interesting, the camaraderie that these homes have, because a lot of the veterans miss that military life, and they're able to get that with the other residents in the home. You know, if someone passes away in these homes, they all get up and come to their doors for the final salute. And what's also interesting is that even though Texas is so big, let's say that you put a loved one in one of these homes and an opening at a home closer to you becomes available, we can transfer your relative to that home so you can see your relative more often. Wow. And we're hoping to add more state veterans homes as the time goes on, because we've had really good reviews from the people who have been in them or have put loved ones in them. And as we talked about earlier, we are trying to get all of these types of therapies to the veterans while they're in the home, because they have not, dealt with their PTSD. And we want to provide things like the therapy dogs and the horses and going gun shooting and anything else that we can provide our veterans. And if you have any questions about our homes, we have a VLB representative at each site in Texas. So just go to our website and look up the town of the home that you were interested in and give us a call. And we'd be more than happy to take care of you and answer all of your questions. So our next program that we have is our Texas State Veteran Cemeteries. And they are in Killeen, Mission, Abilene, and Corpus Christi. And that leads us to our unaccompanied burial program that I mentioned earlier. And that was started in 2015. And it's to ensure that eligible veterans with no known next of kin are buried with military honors at Texas State Veteran Cemeteries. All eligible veterans are now interred with honor and dignity, and regardless of where they may found themselves in life. And as I mentioned earlier, we highly encourage and welcome any community members, any elected officials that want to come and view these wonderful ceremonies that we have for our veterans. And if you are interested, again, sign up on our newsletter and, click events and the unaccompanied burials, and we will make sure that you are notified when we get one that comes through our office. So a special program that we have started as of late is the oral histories called Voices of Veterans. So we think it's very important to preserve the oral histories of our veterans who have served our country. And we are recording stories from anybody from World War II to present. We've been focusing heavily on World War II because that generation is quickly out. But if you know of somebody that wants to have their story heard, have them contact our office. We would love to interview them. And what's really special about these histories is that not only is it going on our website, but a recording is being preserved in our office in the archives, the same archives that houses stuff from Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett, and the Alamo. And it will forever be down there as a part of our Texas history. And then next is our Next Gen Warrior program. And this is a podcast that you can listen to on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify. And it's hosted by a veteran in our office named Dan Hamilton. And this program's mission is to provide inspiration for Iraq and Afghanistan era veterans as they step off the battlefield into civilian life. As you know, Representative Ramos, the transition from military life to civilian life is not always easy. Mm-hmm. Stuff is thrown at our veterans as they exit out, and it's kind of like they're thrown into a circus, and sometimes they may feel alone. And that's what this podcast shows them, is that we are providing examples of, hey, are you having a downtime? Listen to one of these podcasts. We are all here for you. And, sometimes when veterans think that they've exited the military life, that they're no longer serving, but they actually are, because the veteran community is always going to be a tight-knit one. We're all here for one another. And if this podcast program can show a veteran just getting out that, hey, I'll be able to get on my own 2 feet. I can go find a job. I can, build a family. go to school, have a successful career. We want people to know about this program because we are all here together.
And I'm sure it helps with the peace of mind as they're as they're with their families now. It also helps their children just to be able to have that good mind space. So that's a wonderful program.
Yes, we're very excited about it. And I tell people all the time, hey, I know you're on Instagram. Go watch it. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. So next is we have a call center that's open 5 days a week from 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 in the evening. And it's our number here, 1-800-252-8387. We have our website, vlb.texas.gov, and everything and more is on our website. We even have a new chat bot named Maverick, where if you ask him a question, he'll be able to help you find stuff on our website. And on the right here is our 4 social media platforms. I highly encourage all of you to follow them because we are always posting stuff about events or special stories about veterans or what's going on in Texas or resources for veterans. We have a program like I do now where I go over the PowerPoint on Wednesdays at noon called Zoom at Noon. You can go to our website and sign up for to attend. You can also go to one of our social media platforms and sign up, or you can contact me. I will be on in 2 weeks to do this program, but we rotate with the different marketing coordinators. And if you want us to come speak to a veterans group or to a group of veterans or come participate in a community event to spread the word about our programs, please give me a call. I would be happy to come and participate, as well as the other marketing coordinators that are around Texas. I serve Northeast Texas, but I'm on loan to the rest of North Texas. I can help any veteran in the state of Texas, and I would be happy to do anything I can. So that being said, if you have any questions, here is my contact information. If you want to copy down that website link at the top, that's to sign up for our newsletter. And we email our veterans once a month with what's going on. And we try to include helpful hints like how to build your credit score, just an all around good newsletter about what's going on for veterans. And that being said, that's the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, Mallory. Thank you so much for caring about our Texas veterans and for sharing such valuable resources and being available. And it's wonderful for you to reach out to our community at large. If anybody who's watching, if you're a veteran, know a veteran, please reach out to Mallory's office, the Veterans Land Board. They have so many programs. There's still some more on the website that viewers can explore and Mallory gave direct information. So if you're lost or confused, you can reach out to Mallory. She's been extremely helpful, and we're in this together, all of us. And thank you for people like Mallory and her department for reaching out and making sure that our veterans are taken care of. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.